This is the brief on Newsfirst Digital.
A very good evening and welcome. This is the brief at 7 on Newsfirst Digital, Sri Lanka's first ever online news bulletin. I'm Ramesh, Irugalbandara.
And I'm Serala, Fonseka. Into your top story now, President Maithripala Sirisena, addressing an event in Nikkavaratia today, delivered an emphatic address to the state that he would not allow a dictatorship or military rule to take control of the country.
The people called for a change in the country on the 8th of January 2015. What they wanted was freedom and democracy. We have accomplished this. You know very well how the freedom and democracy that we brought about is being misused. That is why some say that this government isn't stern enough. Some say that I am weak, that I don't have a backbone, and that I should be a strict leader. I heard some monks had said that the country needs a dictator. As a Buddhist, I respect the Mahasangha, but if the Sangha preaches that the country needs a dictator, then that is where we stray down the wrong path. Before January 2015, the people felt to a certain extent what it was like to live under a dictator. They seem to have forgotten this. The people created a difference in the country because they felt the country was heading down a dictatorial path. We strengthened freedom, democracy, human rights, media freedom, but they are using these same things to attack us. Keep in mind that we will never allow a dictator or military leadership to take control of the country.
Discussions between postal workers and officials failed once again today as the trade union action, which was launched 11 days ago, has intensified into a hunger strike. Now, the Postmaster General earlier today announced that postal workers who continue with the strike will only be paid for their services from the 1st of this month to the 11th of this month. The matter regarding the postal workers' strike action was also taken up in Parliament today.
The Postmaster General made a clear statement to the media that they have presented the proposals to resolve this to the Minister. All they need is cabinet approval and that would end the strike. But it doesn't seem to have an end in sight. This is not an issue created because of this government. We are paying for the sins of the previous administration. This situation has arisen due to a circular issued in 2006. We presented the proposals to resolve this issue to cabinet, but we need the observations from a number of parties, so we accept that there has been a delay. The issue here is before this circular came along, there were only 2 grades of officers. The circular introduced a grade 3 official as well. One of their demands is to remove this grade 3 official. The Salaries Commission had been rejecting this for some time now, but they have also agreed to it. So the government has given positive responses to the 2 main issues of the workers. I believe there is an ulterior motive behind the strike. This could even be an attempt to topple the government. I don't think the 26,000 workers in the postal department can topple the government. If it is possible and the government is that weak, we need to consider it separately. If the minister wants to protect the government from falling, he can do a simple thing. Give the workers a written assurance. When you think about it, by not providing such an assurance, is it the minister who is conspiring to topple the government?
The beneficial owner of Perpetual Treasuries Limited, Arjuna Aloysius, and its CEO of Perpetual Treasuries Limited, Kasum Palasena, were remanded once again today till the 5th of next month. The suspects were remanded when they were produced before Fort Magistrate Lanka today. The suspects were arrested in connection to the bond scam. The Fort Magistrate also issued notice on the chairman of the perpetual group, Jeffrey Aloysius, to appear in court on the 5th of next month. Jeffrey Aloysius is the father of Arjuna Aloysius. Minister of Health Dr. Radhika Senaratne says a decision has been reached to regulate the prices charged at private hospitals for medical services.
Issuing a communique, the Ministry of Health says a majority of the issues in the health service have been resolved with the removal of value-added tax imposed on medical services. The minister further noted that the prices of expensive pharmaceutical drugs used to cure cancer will also be reduced from next month onwards. According to Dr. Senaratne, it has been decided to revise the prices charged at private hospitals upon reducing the prices of pharmaceutical drugs. The minister emphasized that the required steps will be taken to eradicate the medical drug mafia.
Now we warn our viewers that this next segment is very graphic in nature, so viewer discretion is advised. A leopard that wandered into the Ambalpuram area in Kilnochi was beaten to death by area residents.
The area residents informed the wildlife officers of the leopard that had wandered into their area. The wildlife officials attempted to capture the beast with a tranquilizer, but their attempts failed and the leopard attacked the wildlife officials. While the officials were hospitalized, the area residents attempted to capture the beast themselves. However, when their attempts at capturing the leopard failed and the animal attacked them, the area residents then resorted using wooden poles to beat the animal to death. In some international news now, US President Donald Trump on Wednesday backed down and abandoned his policy of separating immigrant children from their parents on the US-Mexico border after images of youngsters in cages sparked outrage at home and abroad.
Trump signed an executive order requiring immigrant families be detained together when they are caught entering the country illegally for as long as their criminal proceedings take. While that may end a policy that drew a rebuke from Pope Francis and everyone else from human rights advocates to business leaders, it may also mean immigrant children remain in custody indefinitely. Administration officials were unable to clarify whether family separations would end immediately or when and how families now separated would be reunited. The Trump order, an unusual reversal by him, moves parents with children to the front of the line for immigration proceedings, but it does not end a 10-week-old zero-tolerance policy that calls for prosecution of immigrants crossing the border illegally under the country's criminal entry statute.
A treat to all you car enthusiasts. A 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO is expected to fetch more than $45 million in August at auction, making it the most valuable car ever to be offered for public sale.
Auctioneers RM Sotheby's said on Wednesday that the red Ferrari was one of just 36 examples of the 250 GTO model built by the famed Italian car maker. The car, up for auction in California on August 24-25th, won the 1962 Italian National GT Championship and 9 other races that year, with its first owner driver. The auction house said it has been owned since 2000 by American car collector and numeric software company chairman Dr. Greg Whiten, who has raced it in vintage events. The auction record for the most valuable car was set in 2014 when another 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO sold for $38.1 million.
And that's a wrap of the brief at 7. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. I'm Ramesh Irugalbandara for Newsfirst Digital.
And I'm Serala Fonseka. Good night.